My parents say I'm too soft on my kids, but I refuse to treat them how I was treated. I've been struggling with a situation involving my parents. And it's gotten to the point where I just can't keep it in anymore. I really need to vent and get some outside perspective. Here's the thing. My parents think I'm too soft on my kids. And it's been causing a lot of tension between us. I love my parents, but I'm just at a breaking point. To give you some context, I grew up in a very strict household. Discipline was always the priority, and emotional connection was something I had to figure out on my own. Don't get me wrong, my parents provided for me. They put food on the table, made sure I had a roof over my head, and taught me the value of hard work. But when it came to affection, praise, or showing any kind of vulnerability, it just didn't happen. It was all about being tough, never showing weakness, and pushing through things without asking for help. Love was conditional, something you had to earn, not something freely given. Growing up, I never felt like I could talk to my parents about how I was feeling or what I was struggling with. I never felt supported or seen as an individual with my own thoughts and emotions. I was raised to believe that the world is harsh, and if I wasn't tough, I wouldn't survive. There was no space for empathy or softness, those were viewed as weaknesses. So now, as a parent myself, I'm determined to break that cycle. I want to be the kind of parent who listens to my kids, who tells them I love them every day, who supports them emotionally, and who encourages them to be open about their feelings. I believe that nurturing their emotional health will give them the strength to face the world, not weaken them. But here's where the problem lies. My parents are absolutely convinced that I'm ruining my kids. They think I'm too soft on them, that I'm coddling them, and that I'm not teaching them enough about toughness. Every time we visit, they make comments about how I shouldn't be so lenient, how I should discipline them more harshly, how I need to stop being so soft. And it hurts. It hurts because I can see that they genuinely believe they are helping, that they're trying to set me on the right path. But it also frustrates me because I know what that kind of parenting did to me. I wasn't allowed to show weakness as a child. When I was upset, I was told to toughen up. When I failed at something, the answer wasn't encouragement, it was criticism. I was raised to believe that showing emotion made me weak, that being vulnerable meant I wasn't strong enough for the world. And honestly, it took years to unlearn those lessons. To this day, I still struggle with fully opening up to people because of that conditioning. I don't want my kids to have to go through that. I want them to know that it's okay to express themselves, to make mistakes, to be human. I've tried explaining this to my parents, but they just don't get it. They tell me I'm too soft, and that I need to be tougher on my kids if I want them to succeed in life. They seem to think that love and respect somehow make children weak. And they believe I'm spoiling them by being affectionate and understanding. My dad especially seems to think that I'm raising them to be soft and entitled, and that they'll never be able to face the real world without the tough love he believes they need. It's gotten to the point where I can't have a conversation with them without them making snide comments about how I'm raising my children. I've started to dread family gatherings because I know the conversation will inevitably turn to my parenting choices, and the judgment will start flying. What makes it even worse is that they genuinely believe I'm doing my kids a disservice by showing them love and respect. I've even heard my mom say, "They'll never survive if you keep coddling them like that." It's frustrating and honestly, it's hurtful. I know my parents think they're helping, but it feels like they're invalidating my approach to parenting. I'm trying my best to raise emotionally healthy, confident kids who know their worth and can handle the ups and downs of life without falling apart. I want them to know that their feelings are valid, that they don't have to suppress their emotions, and that they are worthy of love no matter what. And yet, to my parents, that just makes me soft. I know there are cultural and generational differences at play here, but it still stings. I don't want to be disrespectful to my parents, but I also don't want to compromise on what I believe is best for my kids. How do I navigate this without damaging my relationship with them, but also without compromising the well-being of my children? I'm tired of defending my parenting style. I'm trying to raise my children with love, and I believe that's the best thing I can do for them. But I don't know how to make my parents see that. Update. First off, thank you all so much for your kind and supportive comments. It really means a lot to hear that I'm not alone in this, and I appreciate the wisdom, stories, and advice so many of you have shared. After reading through your responses and taking some time to reflect, I've made a difficult decision. In order to protect my kids and their emotional well-being, I've decided to go no contact with my parents. I know this might sound extreme, but after everything that's been said and the constant pressure to raise my kids the way my parents did with me, I realized that I can't allow this negativity to continue affecting my family. It's been a really tough decision, but I've come to the conclusion that my children's mental and emotional health comes first. I need to set boundaries to ensure that they grow up in a supportive and loving environment, free from judgment. I'm committed to doing whatever it takes to break the cycle and to give them the childhood I never had. I'm not sure what this will mean for my relationship with my parents moving forward, but I've decided that this is the best course of action for my family. I'm doing it for my kids. Again, thank you to everyone who offered support and advice. I know it's not going to be easy, but I feel a weight lifted just knowing I'm doing the right thing. I'll continue to prioritize my kids, and I'm so grateful for the encouragement I've received here.